First, Tim, your thoughts on both of these teams?
I think it's an exciting game. I mean, we have two really talented teams. You know, a Kentucky team that maybe isn't as talented as some of the other top teams in the SEC, but they play with such good coaching, fundamentals, plan to win, game plans that you're always looking at and say Kentucky always gives himself a chance. Even if sometimes they might be outmatched in certain areas, Coach Stoops does an unbelievable job. And then you have Ole Miss that is so much fun to play to watch. And you know, I think if you're a player, it would also be a lot of fun to play for. And just one guy that I have to mention, because I think he's maybe the most exciting player in the country right now, is Quinshon Judkins, the freshman running back for Ole Miss. He's got the second most amount of broken tackles out of anyone in the FBS. And you think, okay, this is the spread. It's, you know, kind of throwing it around. It's not. Ole Miss is a downhill running team.
Yes,
also, Jackson Dart, I think it's going to be so important that they control the style of play in the game, and they have to do that with the legs of Quinshon, of Zach, and with Jackson, you know, because I don't think they win this game by throwing it all around.
No.
I think the game plan for Ole Miss to win is to be able, with all of their zone reads and being able to stretch the field 53 1/3, but that's going to happen by their unique ability to run the ball with jet sweeps, with counters, with QB run, all of that. It is just a really unique form of running different styles of triple option, which I love, and that's something that gives defenses nightmares.
It does, and the way Lane has designed this offense, it doesn't look anything like it did last year or the previous years. They run the ball so many different ways, like Tim was just alluding to. The way they create different gaps, different holes. Jackson Dart's ability to be able to run the football is another threat to any defense, because anybody that has a running quarterback, it just adds totally different, more elements to what you have to defend or worry about on each individual play, because he's not just handing it off.
No.
Every run appears to be an option, so he has the ability to be able to pull it at any time. You look last week, he had the first 2 runs, 2 big plays, and then the play action game off of that, and they don't make it difficult. They're not asking him to read the whole field. They're saying one guy's deep, second guy's second level. If you don't like it, check down or run. So it takes a lot off of his plate and allows him just to be a young quarterback that's going out there and making plays. And so I like what Ole Miss is doing. I like what they've built here. And I like the fact that their identity has completely changed. They're better defensively, and they're much, much better in the run game.
You kind of got also like how with Jackson when he's running, he tries to finish them sometimes too. Like he's trying to run some guys over.
There's no trying.
He tries to throw that stiff arm out there.
No trying.
Hasn't worked every time, but it's been fun to watch. I like that style.
I like a brave freshman. That's what I like. He's a brave freshman quarterback. Well, he's not truly a freshman, but a sophomore guy. But he hasn't played a lot in the SEC. So he's brave, and he likes to stick himself out there, and I'm not afraid of it. Also, he did an interview with me and Alyssa Lang on Thinking Out Loud the other day, and he talked about how his mom has such a pulse on him and his career, and I always root for anybody that I'm not calling him a mama's boy because I'm a mama's boy, but anybody that really loves their mom like that, I'm all about.
You'd love me then. Let's talk about some of the other games, and certainly the biggest game of the weekend nationally in the SEC is Arkansas hosting Alabama. Tim, give us your thoughts on this game.
I think it being at home for Arkansas is massive.
Agreed.
I think Arkansas has got to control the line of scrimmage offensively. They got to be able to run the ball, because then it will create one-on-one matchups down the field, and ultimately KJ has to hit them. But I think if you're Arkansas, you have to eliminate more of the mistakes. Mistakes are the reason that you lost last week. They're more talented than A&M. I think they're a better team than A&M.
Yep.
But the mistakes, they really gave that one away a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think Arkansas, you can't, not only can you not make a handful, I don't think you can make 2 or 3 of those mistakes in this game, because Bryce, he's going to make you pay. And Alabama's still not clicking the way that a lot of people thought they were. So I think Arkansas has a chance, but it's got to start by executing and not making mistakes.
I think playing against Vanderbilt last week helped Bryce Young get in a rhythm. It was the first time I'd seen him look like Bryce Young of last year, where he's just distributing the football all over the place. The wide receivers seem to get open more and more. They found themselves in a good place. You see what Vanderbilt did, though, by not blitzing, playing only rushing 3, only rushing 4.
Soft.
It was very soft coverages on the outside. It allowed them to get into a rhythm. I don't think Arkansas has that same identity. I think they tried to speed up Bryce Young's
Last year they did. Last
Yeah.
year they were dropping, and I thought it was. I didn't
And he
like
still
their
ate 'em
approach.
up.
They ate them up.
And he ate 'em up.
I think you got to be aggressive with Alabama. The teams where you've seen they've had success against Bama's offense, they've been more aggressive. Now you might give up some big shots, but at least you give yourself an opportunity for some big plays, like Texas played them.
if you go into it knowing that you're going to be an aggressive team, that you're going to give up some big plays here and there, you already understand that going into it. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to be mad at you for that. I want you to play with this style, this type of mindset defensively. If you do that, which Barry Odom does an amazing job of really just forming game plans to match this team individually, they'll do that very well. Offensively, like Tim said, it's all about Arkansas's run game. They have to be able to run the ball and be effective versus 5-man boxes of Alabama. They're only going to have 5 guys in the box or 6 guys. So versus a lighter box, you have to be able to dominate that line of scrimmage, make Alabama come out of that, play with a little bit more tempo and have to put more people in the box to stop the run. Then you're going to have advantages on the outside.
And I think the other thing for Arkansas's run game, I don't just think it has to be effective, because effective could be a few big plays here and there. I think more importantly than big plays, it needs to be efficient. Every time you run, you got to be able to get yourself second medium, third and short, second medium, third and short. And now you can control the style of play, right? It's not just about the big plays. I think it's so important against Bama. You control the style of play, because if not, they can run you out of the stadium pretty fast.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.